This is part of my story from the year 1994, very difficult year, but also one when God was my constant light. I'd been in pain for a few years and my doctor had said I was suffering from a trapped nerve. It was agony to sneeze or cough, hard to swallow, and as time went on, I was getting weakness, numbness and pain in my head and body. My children were aged 5 and 1, so I felt quite overwhelmed at times. Various tests showed nothing, and I finally had an MRI scan, and within days I was told I needed an urgent operation. I had fluid building up on the brain, which would eventually have caused all my organs to close down. Despite this being an anxious time, it was a time when I experienced the awesome love of God in many different ways and learned to lean on Him when I had no strength of my own. I can't tell you the number of times my church family gathered to pray for healing, the number of times the Holy Spirit reassured and encouraged me. The day before my operation, I actually saw the surgeon who was to perform the operation on TV. He'd actually just treated a famous boxer who'd had a brain injury. You can imagine what a reassurance that was to me. The day I went into hospital, I wrote 3 words in my diary: joy, no fear. I was truly joyful. As Psalm 34 verse 4 says, I sought the Lord and He heard me and delivered me from my fears. And that's exactly what happened. I'd never had any serious health issues before and would in the natural have been very nervous and anxious, but God was on this journey with me. After the operation, I was blessed with a room of my own. The recovery time was not very pleasant, but it was a blessing to be alone with the Lord. Usually so difficult with 2 young children, it felt like an oasis of calm. It was a time I wouldn't have chosen to go through, but a time when God met with me in a very deep and special way. The blessings continued on my return home. So many cards and gifts. Our house looked like a flower shop. Visits and phone calls from so many. So much love poured out. The Lord taught me so much during that time. And the message I want to leave with you is that I know God is able to use every situation for our good and for His glory. And I will always be thankful that He brought me through this experience. As it says in Romans 8 verse 28, and we know that in all things God works for the good of those who love Him, who have been called according to His purpose. Thanks for listening.